It's time once again to go racing.
It does not get any better than this.
The pressure is really on now.
Yes, it's pole position. Lights out and we're racing in PSGL.
The first lap has been absolute chaos.
What an overtake.
Oh no!
I've never seen anything like it.
Side by side again. This will be settled right at the end. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. Welcome to round number 8 here at PSGL for PCF2. We head to the beautiful Ardennes Forest. It is, of course, Spa-Francorchamps. My name is King Kodiak. I'll be one of your commentators throughout this evening's escapades. Joining me in the commentary box, always happy to say, the wonderful, delightful Jess. Such a great track. I love Spa and I don't apologise for saying so. Speaking of, let's have a look at the track map. There it is. Anyone that knows racing knows this circuit. One of the longest. I think it is the longest in the F1 circuit. 7 kilometres long. And it's such a famous track. It's been in the calendar for a very, very long time. It's been unaltered since I think about 2007. Or something along that kind of line. Yes, Thomas Ronhaar still leads the way by 13 points over the incredible Frenchman of Simon Perronnet. My goodness me, if anybody saw the F1 race yesterday, what a performance. The only man to give the mighty Jarno Opmeer anything to worry about up front. Absolutely stormed away with it. And with Luke Smith's win last time out, Jeddah, that's put him up to 3rd position on, he's 17 behind Simon Perronnet at this time on 46. Duncan Hoffland didn't score last time out, so he is in 4th on 41. And Pedreño in 5th position on 31. Right, enough of the waffle. We head now to the mighty track itself. Right, are we going to be faced with weather? There was rather a lot of it during the qualifying sessions again last time out. Good grief. Another soggy qualifying session befell our F1 brethren last night. And what are we going to face this time? Let's have a look, shall we? It is... Come on. I've built it up. Don't let me down now. Oh, it's Clue. Dear, that's not looking good. I'm pressing the wrong buttons already. Yep, well done me. Well, everyone on the softs at the moment, that's looking a bit murky. Oh dear. But it is. We still have a wonderful, wonderful circuit ahead of us. I love this place. I really do. Doesn't matter what sim it's in. Doesn't matter what car you chuck at it. Spa is just one of those magical circuits that always gives us great, great action.
streets as well. You can actually still drive it on Project Cars 2, I believe, which I'll probably have to go after this. But I don't think you could do it in any other sim. Maybe a Assetto Corsa, but I don't know. But you guys are going to be in for an absolute treat. Of course, we got El Rouge, Radion, the long straight there, but you could see so many strategies being made as well. There's an easy one-stop race, and the racing just gets even closer and closer. Hopefully we'll get more than a 2-lap race than what we saw last year in real life. It was absolutely soggy, and Cartolundi is hoping we're not going to see a Spa-98 happen today, so...
Well, no, speaking of, he's side by side with Joost Noordijk. Oh dear, it's qualifying, gentlemen. No good fighting. I know it's a long lap, but come on, you have got 18 minutes to figure out who is where. Let's have a look at who we've got taking part as part of our 17 driver lineup for tonight. Cartolundi, as just mentioned, in the Aston Martin, making his way around. Jordan Poland in the Ferrari, just coming to the end of the Camel Straight. Oscar Villacampa can't decide whether he's going to use his TF tag or not. He seems to vary week on week, but he's got it back on this time in the second Aston Martin. Race winner last time out in the Alpine, it's Luke Smith. Welcome back to you. F1 star from last night, as far as we were concerned. I confess I was cheering him on. Simon Perroni still in the pit lane. Teammate Jona Martins has invalidated his outlap. Good trickster. Just coming to the end of his outlap, starting to give it a go in the Alfa Romeo as the sun is beginning to poke through the clouds. Good to see. Joost Noordijk, as we've just seen, he's given his tyres a bit of a wiggle and ready to do battle. Don't do a Barry Berman and block Jack West. Well, you can't block Jack because he isn't here, but don't block someone on your quali lap. That caused the ire of a few people in the crowd, certainly I remember from last night. Norbert Jakob in the Ferrari is going through his outlet. Where are you? You're down at Blanchimont. Duncan Hoffland didn't score last time out, but is ready to do battle once again in the mighty Mercedes. Paris Burrell, we haven't seen too much of you this season. He's back in the AlphaTauri. Good to see you back with us, sir. Championship leader Thomas Ronhaar in the mighty McLaren. Still got some work to do. He's not dominating the season, but he's certainly still at the top of the tree. Now, a recent addition to the F2 lineup in the reserve Cambies, Olaf Soko. Glad to see you with us, sir, in the Williams. Andre Terry Buchan, following the bizarre photo finish we had at Jeddah last time out, did indeed secure the podium, and glad to see him. I don't get why the game actually allows the drivers to drive on the AstroTurf on that run down from no name down to double gauche, as it's called on the track map, Puon as we would commonly call it, the double left-hander. Manolo Villar returns to us in the second AlphaTauri. We have Ruben Pedreño in the second McLaren. Welcome back to you. Vadim Svetkov, has had a bit of a problem down at no name and nearly clouts into an Aston. Goodness me, that's your day started very, very badly, sir. And finally, Tom Martinez. Oh dear, I'm commentator cursing everybody. He's gone off into the wall at Lake Com. Oh dear, but that is our 17 driver lineup. Who are we keeping an eye on this week, Miss Ball?
Well, we've got quite a lot, but we have to say we've got one driver to mention as well with his achievements from last night on the PlayStation platform. Joost Noordijk has secured the PlayStation Challengers Championship, even though it's not really a thing, but the Formula One Twitter tweeted it out, and I was voting him on anyway, so he's got a seat in the Pro Exhibition later on in the year as well. So congratulations, Tim. And Duncan, I think, almost confirmed a seat there as well. So those two doing quite well. And Jordan Poland is in that camp as well. He's almost in that bubble to try and get through. I think he's about third or fourth or something, and he's on the bubble of getting through or getting knocked out, but he's still got the final 2 rounds to do it. And of course you got to mention Luke Smith, who won last week, and he's on pole at the moment with a 141.2. Don't forget he was in F3 last season, and he got the move up to F2. He's doing amazing. He's carrying on up his form from last week. And for those of you that don't know, I actually know Soko from commentating on PlayStation F2 a few seasons ago. Well, for 2 seasons. He narrowly missed out on the championship by a few points. I think it was 1 point actually in season 28, I believe. Season 29, I think he missed out. He then got the jump to PSF1 at the beginning of this season, and he decided he wanted to move to PC full time. And this is his first race on the PC. He hasn't touched a race on the PC before. So, like Chris was saying earlier, best of luck him. A bit of a learning curve, but if Thomas Ronharu, Pedreño, these guys, Duncan, Yost, can do that, I'm sure the mighty Soko can do that as well. He has to back off his lap though, so he's going to go into the pits. But yeah, a lot of drivers to watch out for, and I'm sure that there's more time to be found in these drivers. They're just getting started here now. Yeah, I'm so glad, Chris, it's absolutely shining and not overcast at the moment. Let's hope we can get a dry race.
Absolutely, the clouds being burnt away here at the Ardennes Forest as we're looking at Simon Perroni starting his outlap quite late compared to the rest, but still enough time on the board to get a decent time out. There were several runs indeed. Luke Smith still at the top of the tree with a 1:41.243. I must confess I completely forgot to make a note of what the F1 pole time was, so my mistake. Pedreño,
I will check that.
thanking you. So just a few hundredths of a second, about 3.5 hundredths of a second behind Smith is Ruben Pedreño. Despite the fact that the lap is quite long, yet again our F2 competitors are getting very, very close times on the board, is what we love to see. Who else shall we have a look at? Tero Bukin has been in again and is straight back out there, along with Vadim Svetkov. One in the Alpine, the other in the Williams. There they are. So let's follow Andre Tarabukin through his lap then. Let's ride on board for a lap around this wonderful, wonderful circuit here in Belgium. Screaming up to turn one, La Source, heavy on the brakes, down to third very briefly in these cars. And then, whoop, there is Olaf Soko coming out for another go in the other Williams, and then hug the inside wall, screaming down to Eau Rouge. Then keep the car nice and steady up and over Radion to set up for the Camel Straight, one of the most opportune, or what will be one of the most opportune overtaking opportunities of this circuit. DRS all the way down to Les Combes, then find the marker board just on the 50, down to 5th, sweep through the chicane, keep it nice and steady through Malmedy, exit of Les Combes, using, oh, and that's invalid on the exit of Malmedy as we get to Bruxelles. Oh no, Andre Tarabukin, I have commentator cursed you, apologies sir. Following through the rest of the lap, he's still giving it plenty of beans, why not? As we do this weird run down on the way down to Pouon, or Double Gauche as it's seemingly called. Keep the car nice and steady as you do. It's a really hard corner to get right, is Pouon. Then is the Fania chicane. Into the right, keep it nice and steady. You've got to maximise your exit on the left-hand side, despite it being a short run down to campus. And get that one right, and that sets you up very nicely for the run through Stavelo, which is flat out in these cars. And then curve Paul Frey, this long, long right-hander, setting you up for Blanchimont, which is the equally left, long left. Try that sentence again. Equally long left-hander, as opposed to equally left long-hander. I'll get the right words in the right order in a minute. Then it's the chicane, or the bus stop chicane as it used to be known, heavy on the brakes, and then you would sweep round to the left, and indeed, actually, Tarabukin's carrying on, so you might do another lap on these tyres. We'll see. Every car is out there, so no one is staying put, and no one is running harder tyres. Are we potentially on for a wet race then? Because usually you've got some laps being done on the harder tyre, but no one opting to do so. Everyone is out repeatedly on the softs. Now that might be a bit of a precursor to potential rain in the race. We will see.
Well, it is the Ardennes Forest. It has the highest amount of rainfall compared to most circuits, so it's not really that surprising that we could see some wet weather, of course. I did check the F1 pole time from last night. Well, it wasn't really that representative because...
Oh, it was in the wet? Yeah, I forgot about that.
It started wet. It was still slippery towards the end, so the lap times weren't very representative. So basically, we're going to get a first glimpse now of what times can actually be. Because don't forget, these times are not going to be far off from what the F1 guys would have set if it was dry, because these are the upcoming talent, as it were. Most people want to get into F1 esports in the future. I think I could see any one of those guys get into F1 esports in the future as well. Some of them are already being linked to some teams like Luke Smith, for example, in the Alpine Academy team as well. And Paris Borough was a development drive for Red Bull for last season. Not sure where he's going to go this season though, but he's obviously done a good job for them. Jona Martins has unfortunately invalidated his run. Who is next behind him? There's Soko, he's on a lap. He's running out of fuel though, so I wonder if he's going to get back in time, or maybe just going to the pits or something. But we'll see his first time lap on the PC platform. A different beast compared to the PlayStation, as I was saying earlier. He's going to finish his lap Final corner, taking the right-hand side line he goes. And what's it going to be? 4th place, pretty decent as well. And, you know, I've driven mainly on PS most of the time. And to drive on PC, it's just a different beast sometimes. But he seems to be handling it quite nicely as Duncan Hoffland comes across the line. He goes into P4 and Luke Smith. What a lap from him. 141.089. Well, we thought he was a one-hit wonder in terms of race victories. He could get another one here tonight. Could we see the man that will challenge Thomas Ronner for the title? And as Thomas Ronner across the line, he's like, no, Luke, you're not coming for my crown. That's a 140.9, the first man into the 140s, and we won't see, this won't be the last person that we'll see there. Paris Bowl was on a lap, he has invalidated. Tom Martinez has also invalidated, and he's probably going to go again. Svetkov and Perigny are going on their out lap, so everybody else is done for now. So we are into quite a bit of the qualifying session, but we could see an interesting fight on our hands between Ron Haar and Luke Smith as well. And Carter Lundy's up there too. We always get an unpredictable session in terms of qualifying, but I did say, watch out for Ron Haar. He's one of the strongest around this track that I've ever seen as well. So do not be surprised to be maybe dominating this race. But if there's rain, which is more than likely is going to happen, I'm not checking any chats or anything.
No, same here.
It could all change. It could all change. But in the dry, I'm almost certain that he's going to win. As Tom Martinez had a little bit of a squiggle there after Licom there, so not good. But he's heading towards No Name now as well, and he's going to go for his next run too. He's one of the only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers yet to set a lap time. So with how long the lap is, he needs to get a move on, as he's found Imperial quite a bit tricky as well. And that's a corner I find a bit unsettling as well. It's not just the esports drivers that find it difficult. Pretty much everyone finds it difficult as well. So we'll have to wait and see. Paris Bowl, I think, is going again. Yes, he is going again. So we'll see what he can do. I don't think he's not going to go again because he went off the track. But he's backed off anyway, so that's all good. So that is the second half of qualifying done. Ron Hart is your benchmark at the moment, Chris.
He is indeed the first man into the 40s, a 9.48. Literally as he said it, I cut to him just as he was coming over the line. Simon Pironi again has invalidated his lap, so he's going to have to go again. Not sure how much time. That's always the problem with qualifying, because the timer hides under the yellow flags. I never know how much time's actually left in the session. What about Vadim Svetkov? Where are you? You are coming up to Bruxelles. Let's follow you through your lap then, as you are, as far as I can see, the only one on a time lap that hasn't been across the line. Norbert Jakob with a 141.425. He's been over the line. Pedreño up to third with a 41.092. 3 thousandths behind Luke Smith. And that's only, what's that, a tenth and a half behind Ron Haar? Why am I trying to guess? I'll just bring up.
Svetkov has invalidated, Chris.
Yes, he did. That was, where did he do that? That's down at the Fania chicane. It's claimed another time lap. What about Mr. Nordyke? He's just started his next time lap. Jona Martins is back out, along with Manolo Villar, Oscar Villacampa, Olaf Soko. He hasn't sat on his laurels at all. He's now down to 8th, but he's straight back out there, along with Duncan Hoffland and Carter Lundy. So again, we're seeing a constant stream of laps going on. 3 minutes remain. It's Banzai phase. And because the lap is so long... Oh, and that's an invalidated lap for Joost Noordijk. Oh, that was up at Lake Com, and he's gotten out of the way of one of the Williams. Not sure which one that was that flew past. Oh, dear. It was that Tarabukin. Nope, it was the other one, which would be...
Svetkov? No, it's not Svetkov. I don't know. No, it's not Svetkov. He's in the Alpine.
Unless it was an Alpine that flew past. But hang on a minute. Tarabukin... He's just gone purple sector 2. So he is in an Alpine. So what can Andre Tarabukin do? Pedreño has parked it. He cannot do any more than 141.092, which sees him currently in third position. Luke Smith is retired.
Wait a minute, Chris.
Oh.
Can I just interrupt you for a second? It's raining.
I was just about to say, is it raining? Because Luke Smith has parked it and the clouds have regathered. So Ron Haar's come back out, and that is that's 9th for Tarabukin with a 41.587. Oh my, I was just beginning to wonder. The clouds have regathered and a few people have retired the cars with time to spare. Yep, there you go. You can see it on the camera on Tom Martinez. And Vadim Svedkov has now looked at medium tyres. Tad late for that, sir. Yeah, we're going to be seeing a number of people without laps on the board. And Jordan Poland has parked his car. Has he parked it or has he crashed it? He might have actually crashed his car.
There was a Ferrari that's crashed it.
Yes, so that's down. That's just before the final chicane that he's come to grief. So Jordan Poland didn't retire his car intentionally. He actually stuck it in the wall. As Joost Noordijk's retired. Oh my, are we in for a wet race as I thought? Or would just people eager to beat the rain in qualifying? Of course, you know, just because we have rain now does not mean that will carry over to the race. But a few people still coming out on dry tyres, so still, you know, looking to basically tiptoe around the lap because it's going to be slippery enough that people can't improve on their quality times. Tom Martinez, where are you? You are coming onto the Camel Straight. You're still pressing on. I mean, it's only just spitting in certain areas. Most people are retired now. Let's follow Tom through his lap. Oh, hang on. No, never mind. Duncan's already invalidated his lap. Tom Martinez. He sometimes brings some supporters with him, so make your predictions in chat on who's going to do well. Of course, Ron Hahn doing what he can up the top to continue his championship march. What about Perny? He's pressing on in the Alfa Romeo, but he is facing some rain there. You can see it streaming down the camera lens, coming through Bruxelles, now through No Name, down towards Pouan. It's new. That's going to be really tricky because everything's going to be very, very slippery. I mean, he's still got a fairly heavy right foot going through there, in fairness, even with the rain going on. Checker flag now out. Duncan Offlin, we know, invalidated his lap. Everybody else except for Pironi, Martins and Martinez. Where's Tom Martinez? There he is. He's actually being caught by Simon Pironi. As I think everybody else is back in the pits. Duncan Hofflin, yeah, he's just reappeared in the pits. There he goes. So, what does Tom get on the board? It's still a valid lap, I believe. So let's follow him through so you can then get an idea of how tricky the conditions have become on the slick tyres. He's really tentative coming out of the chicane over the line, and that's a 43.5. What about Simon Pironi? He'll get a time on the board, but he's not going to put him towards the top, and indeed it was only ahead of Tom Martinez. I was going to put him right in the midst of the field. Oh my, that's going to be interesting.
Yes, it's still starting to get quite heavy as well as the session ended. But with people that did not do laps, like Tom Martinez, for example, people would think, oh, why would you go again? Well, you would be ahead of the people that have not set laps and retired. So I think Tom's motive there is absolutely the right one.
So it's Ron Hart from Smith up front, Pedreño and Lundy, row 2, Hoffland and Jakob, row 3, Poland and Soko, row 4, and Terrabukin and Villacampa rounding out the top 10. Manolo, Villar and Peroni, row 6, with Martinez and Martins on row 7. And those without a time were Noordijk, Paris Burrell. Oh, goodness me. It's been a long day. I apologise in advance because that's not going to be the only time I start muddling up names. But crucial question, is it wet? Answer is...
No. It's completely dry.
And much to the relief of the drivers, I dare say. Will it stay that way? Well, it's looking pretty cloud-free at the moment, so we may well have that might be all the rain we're going to see. We will see.
But you never know. You never know, Chris. Anything can happen in Formula One, and luckily we don't have to predict who we think is going to do well around this circuit in PSGL, because we have our own F1 2022 Fantasy League with partnership with Grid Rival. We're sponsored by them. And it's a new Formula One Fantasy League game that has unmatched research tools, simple team management with a new contract system, detailed performance data, and loads of engaging social features. And if you want to find out more, you can join our PSGL League on Grid Rival by clicking on the affiliate link in the description below, and I still need to do that after the stream as well, but make sure you check it out. Make sure you do so before the Bahrain Grand Prix starts in just under a few days' time. The weekend starts tomorrow.
Yes.
Practice 1, and I'm excited. I can't wait.
You and me both. Predictable compound choices. Everyone on the top 10 on the softs and everyone outside of the top 10 on the medium says Luke Smith is already hustling Thomas Ronald. Look at that.
Oh my God! This is not a race, guys. This is not.
I think
one of the races. This is formation lap. What are you doing?
I think they're excited, Jess.
I know. Keep it up. I'm sure they're not going to be happy if they get disqualified. But
Yeah, exactly.
At least the cold side is not much of a thing on this game compared to last. But still.
Yeah, but oh goodness me, Pedreño and Smith side by side through Bruxelles. Good grief, boys! Keep it under control. I mean, in fairness, they haven't hit one another. But, oh, well, get your predictions into chat now. Who is going to come out on top? I've forgotten to open the chat window, so if you wouldn't mind keeping an eye on that, Jess, please.
Yeah,
just to see who has said what. Not ignoring you, chat. I just forgot to open the window before we got going. So, completely my bad there. So, again, Svetkov didn't get a lap in, so he will start at the tail end of the field, or the medium shot Williams. Soko in his maiden outing in the PC side, and of course over here in F2 in 8th place. Fairly represented, decent lap, got himself in a good midfield position. So hopefully he'll be quite pleased with that. But it is the mighty Ronhaar that is ready to streak away and extend his championship leads. We're hitting the halfway stage in the season now, as now the AI are ghosting each other's cars. That's why no one got disqualified there, as the AI then just sees them back through to their grid position. Ronhaar from Smith. Pyrenees down in 12th on the alternate, forcing to go onto the alternate strategy. Now, it worked pretty well last time out in Jeddah. My God, I still remember screaming my absolute lungs out at Jeddah last time out. And wow, I either have a really close camera on Ronhaar or one that's miles away looking at Pedreño. And Smith, actually. Well, let's go with that one. Let's ride on board with Carter Lundy. Good grief. Right. Everybody is on the grid. We know this process by now. It is time to wind them up and let them go. And it's a fairly decent start from the top 4. Well, I say pretty decent stuff from everybody. Jakob has gone, is already up 2 positions. A great start from the Ferrari. Whoa, Carter Lundy got very, very quickly on the exit of La Source. Now Ronhaar leads Smith, Pedreño 3rd, Jakob now up to 4th, Lundy 5th, Hoffman 6th, Soko up to 7th already. Smith having a go for the lead from Ronhaar side by side. They're not waiting for DRS to come out. Whoa, there's Jakob as well, flying past Pedreño. Whoa, my goodness me, not even a sector done and we have a new race leader. Luke Smith leads away, Jakob and Pedreño side by side, coming through Lacom, and it's the Ferrari. He's already gained 3 positions from the start. Stunning effort.
Brilliant stuff from Norbert Jakob as well. He likes his track as well. And we only had a spinner, and Paris Barrow unfortunately has to die from the session, which is a shame. And he didn't even make it through the second sector, so hopefully he will recover on the next race he does. But it's a shame that it was short-lived. But I have to say, that was insane. It shows that you don't need DRS sometimes on the Kemmel Straight. It's just quite incredible there as well. We saw some battles, I think, in the midfield as well. We got Villacamber and Andre Tarbukin was making some moves as well. Tom Martinez dropped down a few positions, so did Svetkov as well, and so did Joost too, believe it or not. So maybe they may go into the pits. I'm actually going to try and see if they got any damage, but I'm looking at position gain from all the drivers. Norbert Jakob and Jonah Martins have been the 2 drivers that have gained the most. Obviously, Luke Smith and Svetkov both gained 1 position, same with Villacamper and Brigny. Everyone else either stay where they are or lost 3 positions. Biggest loser obviously Paris, but biggest loser after that, Villar, who also dropped a few positions as well. I don't think anybody is going into the pits as far as I believe. So everyone's got away with damage, but I think we're starting to see we got Soko getting into some moves there as well, but can we see another change to the lead? Norbert Jakob looking quite good on Thomas Ronhaar there as well. I think if he had DRS, he probably would have challenged for the move a little bit more, but you could see Thomas Ronhaar just edging ever so close already to Luke Smith with the power that he's getting, but he can't get it on this corner. We're jumping on board to this train of cars from, I think, all the way down to pretty much the whole field.
It's the whole field.
Has gone the whole field. Everyone's keeping close together. Tom Martinez is getting in the action as well, trying to get past Villar as well. But with everybody just edgely close, it just takes a small error and then you would be out of this DRS train as well. Luke Smith just about holding on to the lead, but I can see Norbert Jakob being ever so quick around here as well. When was the last time Ferrari ran around here? It was 2019. Charles Leclerc won his first ever victory around here. Oh, it's Norbert Jakob had a bit of a tank sapper through Stabilo 2, which was a bit of a shame, and towards Paul Fab, or almost commentators cursed him right there. That would have almost given the opportunity for Madrenio to get past him in to launch him on as well. We've got to keep an eye on the track limit penalties, which could be a factor around here, and we saw in the F3 tier earlier on we had an early safety car as well, so safety cars could be a factor, and we saw rain in qualifying. It could be a factor in the race. Obviously we'd like to keep things a surprise here at PSGL as Luke Smith is flying away with it in fastest laps. I'm seeing what Thomas Ronhaar set in terms of fastest lap. I don't think it's that far off actually, 1:45.6, so Luke Smith is 2/10 quicker than Thomas Ronhaar.
Oh, that was a big moment for Jordan Poland. He managed to keep it under control coming out of La Source. But let's jump up top. No, not the camera I was aiming for. We'll go with that one instead. So, is Ronhaar going to be able to blast past Luke Smith? We know how powerful the DRS is. Smith defends the inside line coming up towards Lacon, but can do nothing about it. Does Ronhaar gets the run on Smith back up into the lead, but long way to go. We saw a last lap overtake from Jana Wotmir on Simon Perroni last time out in the F1 race last night as Martinez has gotten past Manolo Villar, or has he? Still side by side coming down the hill. My goodness me, that is very close. On board with Joost Noordijk. You can watch the battle. Oh, as Martinez gets very sideways, but that's dropped all of them outside of DRS from the back of Jona Martins. So that squabble's still very hot as well. On board with that's Ruben Pedreño that is quite close to the back of Norbert Jakob. So Thomas Ronhaar doing what he can to sprint away up front and still has a pretty much full battery, so he's not using any power to do it, any ERS power to do it, whereas Luke Smith, his battery's nearly half empty. So Struth, that is definitely going to play a part. Recharging the battery's not so easy here. There's not very many big heavy braking zones. There's one we're about to hit, which is the chicane obviously, and also into La Source. So they're the heaviest braking zones. There are, of course, a few points where you're braking, but you're not recharging the battery to a huge degree. So we'll see how well they're able to manage the energy with this. The DRS, that's the strongest force here. So Luke Smith is still going to have that one. Is he going to attack or is he going to stay there? I think it might depend on how close Norbert Jakob is. Pedreño is looking pretty close again in the McLaren on the back of Norbert Jakob. Let's see what they do. Top 12. What was it? Top 12. Now onto the Camel Straight. DRS open on everybody. Luke Smith has a think about it. No, he was a tiny bit too far back to try the move. You saw he had a look, but he's mainly just keeping Ronhaar honest at the moment.
Literally anybody can win this race at this point, and this is a similar characteristic to what we saw in Jeddah, where the ERS charging could be very difficult as well. So I'm guessing that a lot of people are going to be saving from this point on, and then towards the end where they have a lower fuel in their cars as well, then that's when they're going to be pushing as well, because that's where it's the points gained at the end of this race, not at this point as well. But we've got to keep an eye on to see if the undercut would work to people's advantage, or will the overcut. We had this talking point last week. We saw that the overcut worked brilliantly for some drivers. Thomas Ronhaar did get damaged last week. That was why he wasn't able to fight for the win.
Oh.
We've got a yellow flag. That is a
Svetkov.
That is Svetkov. That is a shame. Could this be a late safety car? That's the same corner that a lot of people have gone off in qualifying. It could catch people out like no tomorrow due to that deadly curb. So no safety car though. So people are keeping going. I thought there would have been a VSC at least, but obviously not. Everyone is staying out. Gonna be a few more laps. Ruben Pedreño's got past Norbert Jakob. Norbert Jakob is struggling.
That's a lagging Norbert Jakob. He's ghosted and lost several positions. There goes Jordan Poland in the sister Ferrari, trying to muscle his way past Norbert Jakob. Yep, that's a great view from Olaf Soko there. The Ferrari still side by side. Oh, coming through. No, both Ferraris off. Oh no, my goodness me, you never take... And Norbert Jakob has retired the car. 3 retirements in 4 laps. Oh, my dear. You never go. And safety car has been deployed. The Ferrari is still stranded in the middle of... on the run-up to Radeon. You never go side by side in Eau Rouge in these cars. It cannot work. Well, it can, but you have to be very, very lucky to make a side-by-side work going through Eau Rouge and up towards Radeon. Now, how is this going to come into play for pit stops, I wonder? It's too early, really, for the medium runners to go onto a set of softs. Miles too early for that. Will the soft runners stay where they are? That's allowed, obviously, Luke to... Not that he was particularly far off the back of Pedreño. Ronha, rather. Why has Pedreño fallen 2 seconds back? I don't know. He'll be able to, obviously, close that down. But, yes, so the safety car has come out here in F2. Very rare. We don't often see the safety car come out. Can't actually remember the last time we've seen the safety car come out. But it is ready and waiting to pick up the field. And it's going to be a pretty long lap. I mean, the Ferrari's already disappeared. So, the irony of that one. But that is the nature of the beast. So no one's overtaking. Why is... Pedreño, what are you doing? Why are you so slow? He's now 5 seconds behind Luke Smith.
Out everybody. I don't think the stewards are going to like that, Chris.
What is he doing? I don't understand that.
I don't have a clue, but Thomas Von Hart and Luke Smith go in.
He's stacking. That's why he's going back. He's double stacking behind Ronhard. That's why he was slow. And now, because they haven't actually caught the back of they haven't caught the back of the safety car yet. So the gap that he would have actually lost out on is going to be negated. But that was pointless. That gap was going to disappear anyway. I say it's pointless. No, it wouldn't have been pointless because he potentially doesn't lose as many positions. That still might earn the ire of the stewards. You cannot intentionally hold up the field like that. So Ruben Pedreño may still earn the ire of the stewards, but that actually hands the lead over to Simon Perroni, who was the lead medium starter. Joost Noordijk second. Ronha has come out in 3rd place, now having served his pit stop. Now onto the medium tyres. I'd have thought that would be a bit early for the soft runners to pit, but no, well, possibly not at Spa. Again, remembering how long the lap is. Manolo Villar has actually gone on to hard tyres, and he's left the session. Oh dear. So has his AI actually...
He probably wasn't meant to do that.
Yeah, I suspect so. So his car will continue as Simon Perroni's revving the life out of his engine. So it's, that is very much advantage Ronha now. He served his pit stop if those tyres last to the end of the race, as Manolo Villar rejoins the session, but he's the only one on hard tyres.
Medium should last to the end of the race from here because the safety car is going at a reduced pace compared to full race pace, so it should do. If there was no safety car, lap 7 or lap 8 was when people on the means were thinking of pitting, so... It's not that far off, so it will get to the end quite fine. So I don't know why Villar went on the hards, but probably because he went on the wrong tyre again, decided to, screw it, you're going on the hards, even though you selected mediums, which is a bit gutting, not gonna lie. But I have to say, a few people have gained from that as well. I don't know why Jonah has pitted onto softs. That's definitely not going to get to the end. Tom as well. There might be seeing things that we don't. We could see rain at the end of the race, and if they have played that strategy right, that could work, but again, we don't know what the weather's going to be. I assume it's going to be dry, so they've probably gone on the wrong strategy, but I'm just seeing quite a few people have gained from this as well, like the likes of Duncan, Soko, Buchan as well. They gained quite massive. Villa Camper is the one that I lost out, and obviously Jordan as well, with that spin with Norbert Jakob. You never want to be in a collision with your teammate, but I don't know what else could have been done between you, so you never go side by side in Eau Rouge like that. It just never goes well. No. Some people can do it, but most people can't. So, But anyway, we're on lap 7.
Oh, Martinez is in and Villar is in. Well, now's the right time to get off of those tyres if you made a mistake. But curiously, Perroni and Noordijk are the only two that have not pitted. So they've opted to stick with their starting tyre. Now, of course, the safety car has to do another lap. It has to do at least one complete lap with the field behind it, not including the lap it came out on. So it's probably going to come in at the end of this one. We'll see. Of course, Martinez and Villar. Villar's actually gone on to 6-lap-old medium tyres. So he's actually gone back onto his starting tyres then. Okay, well, fair enough if you so choose to.
If you're near the back, if you're near the back anyway, you're doing one of your stops, and if there's like a safety car or something, I don't know. I don't know why he's done that.
Yeah, surely he had another set of mediums to use. Either way, that's what he's done. And Tom Martinez now onto a fresh set of mediums, so that leaves Jonas Martins the only one to have pitted onto soft tyres at this stage. I cannot see those soft tyres lasting long enough, but, well, we'll see. And again, of course, it means Pironi and Nordyke still have to pit. Of course, if we bring up the graphic there, they are the only two that have not seen the pit lane, so that is going to drop them down quite massively when they do come in, because of course right now the entire field other than Manolo Villar is all bunched up. If Villar Manolo Villar's not going to catch the back of the safety car train in time for the safety car to come in this time, so I think the safety car is going to have to go around again to enable Manolo Villar to catch up to the back of them, although he's going very slowly. Of course, he has a delta that he can't beat, I believe, but he still has to catch the back of the pack, and at the moment, he isn't.
Yes, you do get a warning saying, oh, you're too far back, and you have around 30 seconds, I believe, to catch up, otherwise you get a penalty.
He's actually falling further behind. He needs to get on with it, because he's actually falling off the back of the snake.
Ooh. That could be quite interesting. So, safety cars deciding to stay out then, maybe?
Well, it's going to. Yeah, it's going to until Manolo actually catches the back of the pack. And he's the only, we lost Paris Burrell at the beginning of the race. He's the only AlphaTauri out there. So I'm not really sure what he's playing at here. Or is he now? No, maybe he's, unless he has some kind of technical trouble. He's in the pits again.
I think he's got technical issues. I think he realised he probably hasn't got any mediums left. So I wonder if he's going to park it.
We'll see. As in he comes again. This will be the pit stop number 3 for Manolo Villar. That's not bad in 7 laps. Is he going to park it? No. That's a fresh
mediums.
Fresh mediums.
There we go. That is more like it for Manolo Villar. And he was last anyway, so at least he can get his tyres to the end now. That is a... So what he did was he started on mediums, then he went on hards because he was in the back anyway. Because you have to use a different tyre compound for at least a lap. You could do a lap on them, even if it's safety car, and that's fine. He was aiming to go onto a fresh set of mediums, which could get to the end of the race, and he just disconnected. Not good, but his luck's not going his way, but... If you're at the back anyway, why not do that strategy? Because you then don't have to pit again. You don't have to go on to, say, another set of mediums towards the end just to get there. That's good tactics, because there could be like Jonas Martins who hasn't done that tactic. He will have to pit again. Everybody else, like Tom Martinez, he also came in as well. He did the similar tactic to Manolo, but it worked better. As this safety car's been very, very weird there, but it won't be that long. I think it's usually about 3 or 4 laps where the safety car is like, screw it, even though you haven't caught up, it will come in anyway. So I think it will come in this lap, and obviously Gregory and Yost will need to come in about 8 laps time for the set of the soft tyres. Everyone else can stay out. So Thomas Wanhart is your net race leader. Luke Smith in net P2, Rumfordrenio in net P3, Carter Lundy in net P4, Soko in net P5 after starting 8th, I think it is. So he's had a good race so far. Duncan Overland in net P6, Andre Tarabukin in net P7. Jonah won't need to pit, so I think it'll be Jordan Pond in net P8. But the safety car is coming in. Finally, let's get some green flag racing in F2 as well. And I don't know who my money is going to be. Will Thomas Wanhart be able to get past the ones who have been on old mediums? It should do due to the delta that these tyres are. But Luke Smith will be eager to pounce if Thomas Wanhart does not.
I would imagine that Thomas Ronhaar won't have too much trouble in dispatching of the two ahead of him if Pironi and Nodijk do not pit. What do they choose to do? Nope, they're going to carry on. So we are racing here in Spa. Pironi leads Nodijk, leads Ronhaar, leads Smith as we come over the line, as Pironi is determined to try and break away as best he can. Now, of course, they're not going to have DRS just yet, so he's got half a chance to try and get away from the Mercedes. Oh, I think Nodijk had a bit of an oversteer moment there coming out of the source through Eau Rouge, and keeping an eye on Ronhaar, glued to the back of the Mercedes, up and over Radion and onto the Kemmel Straight. This will probably be a fairly straightforward move without DRS. There it is, jumps to the inside line, and Luke Smith is going to be behind Joost Nodijk. Oh my goodness, they got a bit close, but Nodijk knew he couldn't defend that and didn't do anything silly as we come through Les Combes, through Normandy, down to Bruxelles. Once again, Pironi leading the way. He's already got Ronhaar on his tail. It's going to be a long day, I think, for Pironi and Nodijk, but we'll see how they do. As now on lap 9, and screaming down towards Pouhon once again. It's such a weird line when they run over that AstroTurf, but they don't spin off into oblivion. That is what certainly most of the people in F1 were doing yesterday. So a bit of a gap forming between Luke Smith and Ruben Pedreño, 4th to 5th, but nothing too bad. What about Jonan Martins on the softer tyre? Well, he hasn't made any progress just yet. DRS will certainly help him on his quest, but those soft tyres are going to be pretty much mush in the next 10 laps. He might try and limp them to the end, but we'll see.
You never know, but Luke Smith, I think, is probably a bit angry that he can't get past Joost to try and fend off Thomas Ronhaar potentially as well, but he's going to try through the bus stop chicane.
Ooh.
He's going to go to the left. He may move to the right a little bit as we head towards the final corner. I think, obviously, Joost did not challenge him there because he knows he has to pit soon. So Luke Smith is up into 3rd. And now he could chase for the net race lead once again, just like what happened at the start of the race as well, which I have to say was absolutely crazy between those two as well. Let's look at the ERS as well. Thomas Ronhaar's got 20% more battery compared to Luke Smith. So I think advantage for Thomas Ronhaar at the moment. No DRS yet, I believe, but Thomas Ronhaar's already found the straight line speed for Simon Bregni because of those fresher tyres. And Ruben Pedreño's got past Joost Nodijk as well, so Ruben Pedreño up into 4th, so Joost is dropping down the field, but he'll all be on the soft tyres towards the end, providing there'll be no safety car as well. And we're starting to see people who have had bad starts come back into this as well. The safety car has helped them a little bit too. But I'm surprised Thomas Ronhaar's not got past Simon Bregni yet. I think Simon Bregni is holding his own out there
so far, but also Ronhaar may not be in too much of a hurry. He knows he's got much fresher tyres than his championship rival. Oh, he got quite a good turn of speed on the exit of Pouhon, but couldn't use it as the next turn was the Fanny chicane, which Pironi had the inside line for. Now surely is going to be an opportunity for the mighty McLaren to get past the Alfa Romeo through Stavolo towards Cover Paul Freya, and not even... Oh no, he's backed off. Ronhaar is staying there. I think he's just biding his time. He doesn't need to make the move. He knows that... Whoa, Luke Smith though might force the issue as now Ronhaar goes to the outside line in towards the chicane. Here comes Luke Smith on the inside line, can't hold it though, and Ronhaar just manages to fend them off. I think Ronhaar was looking to stay behind Pironi for a little while, but Luke Smith is now really much of his plan. Ronhaar goes to that's defending against Smith, trying to the outside line, coming through La Source. Isn't going to make that one stick. Oh no, not another one, not another side by side coming through a Rouge. Oh, Ronhaar manages just to get ahead of Luke Smith. That's actually allowing Pironi to have a bit of breathing space, but I think he's going to be swamped. We'll stay on board with Pedreño. DRS open for Ronhaar, Smith, Pedreño, well, everybody except for Pironi. Ronhaar mugs the Frenchman coming into Les Combes, but Luke Smith is not willing to let the Dutchman fly off into the distance as Villar and Martinez swap round at the tail end of the field. Oh my goodness me, that fair play from Pironi, but again I think he knew he couldn't defend that one on his older tyres.
No, maybe Luke Smith's being a bit patient at the moment, because sometimes consistency rewards you more than pretty much getting mostly wins. So if Luke Smith does not get the win here, it does not matter. He is near the top 3 in the championship anyway, and there may be races that you might be better than Thomas von Haar. Don't forget there is a break week next week, but after that we head to Thomas von Haar's home turf in a couple of weeks' time, Zandvoort. So von Haar will definitely want to win his home race, but he definitely wants to win his second home race, if you like to call it, because the Dutch fans usually turn up in their thousands pretty much here with the orange t-shirts as well, which you can see some of the grandstands. But yeah, Thomas von Haar will definitely want to do well 2 races in a row. We're starting lap 12 now. Luke Smith's draining more of his battery than Thomas von Haar once again. Simon Pregny will have to wait a few laps to pit, but he's going to give Thomas von Haar a run for his money as well. Duncan Offland is having a battle with Soko heading towards that source. Duncan Offland get past Soko there, and he's up into 7th position. And I'm sure Jonah Martin's going to do exactly the same. They're not going to go side by side for Rouge, but is either Soko or Jonah going to try and get past Duncan into the Camel Straight? Could be free abreast soon as well. It looks like Jonah's going to go for the move. Soko's going to go for the move.
Oh no!
Oh, they almost made contact.
Oh no! Ron Harvey had to go off the road and then he gets slammed into the back by Petregno as Perenni gets a big oversteer moment coming through Normandy. Side by side they touch again. Coming through Bruxelles, here's Petregno nearly making contact with his teammate. Sorry, I was.
That is fine. That is fine.
Your battle was great, but Luke Smith is now up into the lead with Peregni right behind him. So the lead battle has come completely alive. Luke Smith has the opportunity to try and run off into the distance, but doesn't have a lot of ERS energy to break away too far. I doubt Ron Hart's going to want to sit behind Simon Perny. I'm pressing buttons when I shouldn't be. Apologies, I'm changing the camera way too often. So Jona Martins now up into 8th position on his soft tyres. A big long train eats the entire field. And look at Ron Hart. Nailed to the back of Perroni, but not making a move. Coming through Blanchimont, I would imagine that Ron Hart is going to banzai that one coming into the chicane. Perroni stays to the inside line. He's defending it. And a late switchback from the Dutchman. Oh, bit of bumping going on between Ron Hart and Perroni as Jona Martins has made another position slightly further down the field. Soko is now down into 10th. With Jordan Poland for company. There is the Williams on the inside. Oh, Duncan Offland bailed. He bailed on that one. I wonder whether he saw that Jordan Poland was on his inside line and opted for the safer route as Oscar Villacampa has fallen through the field. Now jumping back up to the front, Luke Smith, and is now fending off Ron Hart. There goes Pedreño on Simon Perroni. And Ron Hart's too far back. He cannot make the move. Carlton Lundin goes Nordyke of swap round along with Soko and Martins. The Soko's back up into 7th.
This is battling at its finest in PCF2. Remember Jeddah last week? It was crazy. This race is even more crazy enough. Spa always brings up classics in PSGL, even with dry weather at times as well. I've never seen this craziness in a Spa race before in league racing, so it's great to see these drivers going up, out and living life to the fullest right now and pretty much treating their lap like it's the last lap, trying to fight for everything as well. So we will see, because obviously Joost and Simon Pregny will be out this train soon because they'll be going on to the soft compounder tyres. They would hope for a late safety car, but with this field quite close together, it could happen. As I'm trying to see if Thomas von Haar could send up the inside again into the bus stop chicane now. He is catching up by the sector through Blanchimont. It's so high speed, you can get the power so quickly. You're going at almost 200 miles per hour heading into the braking zone. Short shifting to 3rd gear, heading towards the final corner. He's not going to go for the move yet, but he's going to go for the move surely through La Source or maybe El Rouge and Camel Straight. So this is going to be absolutely amazing. As Tal Buchan is pitted, same as Villa Camp. I think he got got damaged though.
They did indeed, along with Duncan Hoffland. So that could have also been the reason why we saw him bail coming through La Source a lap ago. So they'll be onto soft tyres and they'll also be hoping for a late safety car. Let's jump on board again with Pedreño. Ron Hart is flying up to the back of Smith. Luke doesn't even defend the inside line. He knows that, again, the DRS is just too powerful, but those two are going to be leapfrogging each other for the rest of the race, so don't assume anything. Jona Martins has actually lost 8th position back to Jordan Poland. Again, in exactly the same way that those positions have changed around. Duncan Hoffland's only just come out of the pit, so yeah, he definitely had some damage to deal with on his car. I would imagine all three of those that have just pitted had damage to deal with. It's difficult to know where to look at because everybody's so close. Jordan Poland is looking at the back of Olaf Soko as we now come through Pouhon down towards the Fanny chicane once again. But the Ferrari's close, but nowhere to use that additional pace. And Ron Hart is trying to break away now from Luke Smith. 7/10 separates the top two. Ron Hart with 60% battery. Luke's been around 40% or so for a while. So he's managing his energy okay, but he just has that little bit less to use than Ron Hart does. And, you know, Ron Hart doesn't need to work too hard, in inverted commas, doesn't need to work too hard to try and defend that position, but he'll want enough to prevent whoops, the Sarah Buchan there. It's actually taken quite a while. Pyrenees in the pits. It's taken quite a while for our first track limits penalty as Thomas Ronnar gets the fastest lap of the race, so still pressing on as best he can. Here we go again. The top three are now... Actually, Carter Lundy is in danger of losing DRS to the top three, so he's going to be under a lot of pressure from Joost Noordijk if that is the case. Up and over Radion once again. Camel straight. Is Luke Smith close enough? He absolutely is. He's deploying his battery. He's used for a bit of it. Nice. Staying behind Ronhard. Thomas Ronhard parked in the middle of the road. So it could be tactical thinking there from Luke Smith, just not wanting to open himself up to immediate counter-attack. He's in between the two McLarens, so that's not a comfortable position for Luke Smith. The podium three are running away with it. Simon Perroni now 15 seconds completely on his own. He's 10 seconds ahead of Andre Terrebuchan, so he's basically just quali lapping now. The soft tyres, even pushed to the absolute maximum, will last to the end of the race. Can he close in and get points? I think he's going to have to rely on a bit of luck against those ahead of him. Joost Noordijk still has got a pit, so he will get to 10th. But will he get any higher than that? He's going to have to hope on a bit of luck, I would imagine, for that to happen.
I think both of them do as well. They probably did not want to go on the hard car because that was their only option, so they had to. So yeah, that's always the risk of going on the mediums to start the race because you never know what could happen. And I always hate a first safety car to come at the first half of the race because I always tend to do the alternate strategy as well. It always works. And then when the safety car's in, I always have to go on the hards because otherwise I would have to pit again. But usually I'm quite slow on the hard as well. You do not want to touch it at all. But there has been a few comments in the chat. Thank you for keeping coming in. There's a couple of people saying both McLarens will get a 1-2 today as well, but Luke Smith is right on the sandwich of that as well, so I think Luke Smith could be stopping that right now. He could go for the win here. He could get a second win in a row. Thomas Ronhart could go for many wins this season so far as we head to the break, as Jona Martins has gone into the pits, as Simon Peregni gets past him, so Simon Peregni is in the points. Jordan Poland gets past Soko, having a nice battle there for P6 again. It looks like they've been having battles for most of the race so far. Luke Smith stays behind Thomas Ronhart, staying in second for now. He's just waiting for his time. Maybe in the final few laps where Ronhart will respond least to the pressure and have less time, that's probably when Luke Smith can go for it. But Ronhart's got Ruben Pedreño to rely on as well because he's probably going to help him more than anyone as well. I wonder if Ruben Pedreño could do a similar thing. I'm surprised Joost hasn't pitted yet.
I'm surprised Joost hasn't pitted yet either. I'm not sure what he hopes to gain by stringing out his medium so long. But either way, he's still in 5th position, so maybe he just feels that the pace is still pretty good. Maybe he doesn't trust that the soft will last long enough. They absolutely will from this point in the race. And Simon Peregni now into 10th place. He's closing in on this pack. Absolutely he is. I just don't think he's going to close in quick enough to really make any progress through it. What he's hoping for is a safety car. If we had a safety car now, Simon Perroni would be laughing. However, he still has to work his way past nine very quick drivers, albeit on quite worn tyres. But again, what would probably happen is if there was a safety car, everybody would jump into the pits anyway. So we will see as we cross the line to start laps number 17. Ron Haar's got himself 7 tenths coming through the source, and Hofland now adds his name to the penalty board. I would think that's probably far enough for Thomas Ronhard not to immediately worry about counter-attack. And again, Luke's actually managing his energy fairly well, staying around about that 40% point pretty well. He's not going to be close enough unless he makes an absolute banzai move. But Jordan Poland up another position. There he is on the right-hand side of the shot, coming past Joost Noordijk. Manolo Villar. Oh, no, as Joost actually nudges the back of Poland, but no harm, no foul. As Olaf Soko has lost another position to Manolo Villar, who's gone past him in the AlphaTauri, up into 7th place. Ooh, 6 to go. It's still possible that we have another sting in the tail, but it's going to take a mighty mistake for our top runners. Anything's possible. You know, Joost still has to come into the pits. He can't. Well, he'll be disqualified if he doesn't. He may just he may just decide to park it because he's going to be a long way behind the field. Simon Perroni is pressing on as much as he can. Speaking of Jonas Martins, he's got himself a penalty. But yeah, as hard as Simon Perroni is pushing, he's just not going to be able to catch this lot quick enough. And like I say, unless there's some kind of major incident, we will see as what is actually the top niner, Tom Martinez, up into 9th position now as we see Soko just touch the grass and heading into Blanchimont. Is that going to be Martinez diving on the inside of the chicane? Oh, that was nearly impact with Manolo Villar. There goes Joost Noordijk. So side by side for Martinez and Soko, the Red Bull being rather pushed onto the rumble strip there, but they live to survive another day. But that's actually dropped Manolo Villar outside of DRS range to Jordan Poland. So this 3 may well be a little bit left on their own. Let's keep an eye on the top 3 as well as they come up onto the Camel Straights. What's going to happen this time? Luke Smith still staring at the back of Ron Haar. Is he going to try and make the move this time? I don't think he's going to. He's going to stay where he is, and indeed he does. Keeping his energy use is about the same. So is Ron Haar. Carter Lundy's looming in the background now. So the top 3 have certainly been caught by Carter Lundy and Jordan Poland. They've got 1.2 seconds back to Manolo Villar and Martinez and Soko. So they don't... Jordan Poland doesn't have any immediate pressure, but this 5-way scrap could get very, very heated in the final few laps.
Yes, indeed, because penalties can throw a span in the works as well, because we've already seen 3 people get it. You never know. Villacamper's got one, just I was saying that. But I think I'm almost certain that at least quite a few people on 2 warnings already as Tom Martinez gets one. Let's stop talking about penalties, okay? People keep getting them. But yeah, I think that's Tom Martinez's first penalty. So, but he's doing quite well. He's under the radar, but he's starting in the back, but he's moved all the way up to 7th when... He said that he didn't want to get in too much drama towards the start, and that's pretty much paid off. And that's where he gets the consistency. That's where he gets the points. And to be honest, he should keep doing it. But I kind of want to see him going for it at some point. But if his strategy is just keep it clean and get the points, he'll probably take that in a heartbeat if he gets points. That's what I tend to do in my races as they all head towards La Source. Still, I think all the top 5 are even closer than that. But even Villar and Tom Martinez and Soko's on that same train. I wonder if Pregny's going to catch up to him. I don't have a clue, but if there's a safety car, it'll probably come out now as they all make their route past our route. So I'm just trying to see if anyone's going to go for the move. Luke Smith has Villacamper's out the race.
Oh no! He's retired in the pit lane. Yeah.
Oh,
Smith caused Ron. Yeah, Smith caused Ron Haar to get out of shape going into Les Combes. He's getting very, very punchy, coming down through Normandy into Bruxelles again, and the McLaren's very close. Oh, my goodness me, that's getting all kinds of close for the top 5. Struth alive, yeah, absolutely. Manolo Villar has caught the back of this particular train. So it's now a 6-car conga line. Bit of a gap to Tom Martinez with Olaf Soko right there as well. Yeah, Perroni's not gaining quick enough. As you know, he's not really a surprise because he was so far back after his pit stop. So Simon Perroni realistically cannot get involved in this battle. We've got 3.5 laps to go, and there's 9 seconds to close in. As fast as he is, he's not going to catch this train. And there we go, Ron Haar getting a bit of the right foot out as we head towards Blanchimont again to give himself that bit of breathing space heading down towards Blanchimont, so that he wants to hang on to that breathing space when he comes through La Source. I can't get my words out. La Source again. So we'll see, but there's so much battling going on, and look how Luke Smith was able to close in 6/10 between the top two. I mean, that should be enough for Ron Hart to hold on to the top spot. I think Luke Smith may be looking back at the Spaniard in his mirrors at the moment. Oh, Luke was a tad deep coming through La Source. Here we go again. Who's going to start making the moves as we head up through Eau Rouge? Joost Noordijk on the softer tyres has claimed the fastest lap. Up and over Radion onto the Camel Straight yet again. Who is going to start making the moves this time? Luke Smith closing him.
Could go for the move here into
no. Too far back. He knows better than that. He's too far back. He's also biding his time. He saw that was where. I suspect he saw that was where Otmir got past Pyrenees last night. But the thing is that the top positions are much more crowded in F2 as they were in F1. It was just Otmir and Pyrenees last time out, whereas this time, of course, we've got first down to 8th now in that train. So it's very, very crowded for the top positions. Still 2.5 to go. Still, if anyone makes a mistake in this pack, it could get very, very messy.
It can as well, and we know how DRS trains could play a massive factor to the ending of this race as well, and with the new regulations in real life, it's designed to make sure that the cars can follow a lot more closely. That's why you're seeing now with these 2021 cars, you can't follow them too much because you lose so much more downforce. So imagine what's going to be like in the 2022 cars on the 2022 game. It's going to be absolutely madness. I think there's going to be even more battles close up right now. We're going to start lap 21, but I don't know. I think Thomas Von Haar's going to keep this race victory, but I know Luke Smith's going to hang it all the way until the end, I think. So they all got DRS as well. Thomas Von Haar does not have the benefit of DRS, but you can also see his teammate Ruben Pedreño is playing a Valtteri Bottas situation as well, which could work very, very well indeed. We saw that in Sweden, Valtteri Bottas helping his teammate, and I believe they got a 1-2. Did they get? No, they didn't get 1-2, but they won the podium at least. So that helped them. Yeah, because Charles Leclerc finished in P2. I remember Bottas in P3, but at least he still got decent points. Luke Smith almost did the same move Jarno Otmir did. It's like that Von Haar was watching Jarno's POV last night and saying, right, that's what Luke's probably going to do. I'm going to try and fend him off.
Yeah, so what you'll see Ron Haar do now is just keep it nice and steady through the rest of the lap. But when we get down through Blanchimont, he's just when he's going to dump the battery and get that gap to Luke Smith. Now, Luke Smith has managed to build up his battery to about the same level as Thomas Ron Haar. So through the Frantic chicanes, probably not going to do too much. He's all wow. Actually, Ron Haar has already got 6/10. So Luke Smith not getting such a good run through that part of the lap. Now is when I suspect that Ron Haar is going to just put his foot through the floor. 0.7 of a second. It could be enough. Luke Smith has got to just dump the battery and hope that he can close that back down. He can't have the gap that big. He's closing it down to 0.5 second as we now head towards the chicane for the penultimate time as Tara Buchan now adds his name again to the penalty board. Here we go. Final lap in Spa, and that's 0.6 of a second. That's not ideal for Luke Smith. It's perfectly ideal for the Flying Dutchman of F2. Let's ride on board with Pedreño. He's got 0.8 between himself and Carter Lundy. That's a good exit from La Source for Luke Smith. It's do or die, now or never, feast or famine for Luke Smith and potentially Pedreño. 0.5 second as they come up onto the Camel Straight as Thomas Ron Haar weaving to trying to break the toe. Smith has got to try and banzai. He's too far back again. So Ron Haar could well have done exactly what he needs to do to hold on to that race lead because he's got the pace, he's got the downforce. Look how little battery that Ron Haar's got. He just dumped the battery. So did Luke Smith. That was what was key. He managed to build up enough gap in the previous lap to just hold on before he got through Lake Como. He just has to maintain his line now. The only place Luke Smith can have any chance of wrestling the lead is down into the chicane for the last time. We'll see. He's keeping just about close enough, but is it gonna be? You need to be right on top of Ron Haar to try and wrestle the move. It's very much do or die now for Luke Smith.
Yeah, it is. I think he's run out of opportunities, Chris, to get the move done, so I'm sure we'll be happy
agree.
with second place. I think he's got to worry about Ruben Pedreño now, because I think Ruben Pedreño's got more ERS, whereas Luke is harvesting a lot, and you can see Ruben Pedreño closing up as well, so he's got to defend from Ruben Pedreño, actually. I can see this coming from Marlow. Could we see a McLaren 1-2, like we've seen at Monza? No, we can't.
Not this
Thomas
time.
Ronhard's up to the line.
Your winner here in Spa. It's another victory for the championship leader. It is Ron Hard. Celebrates by chucking his car into the wall. Second was Luke Smith. Third, Pedreño. Fourth was Carter Lundy. Great performance from him in the Aston. Jordan Poland up into fifth. Olaf Soko, maiden race in the PC side, in sixth place. Great effort there. Yes, very much so. Manolo Villar, 7. Tom Martinez, good finish for you in 8th position. Simon Perroni, 4.8 seconds off the front, off the medium runners in the end, but he finishes down in 9th. Joost Noordijk rounds out the top 10. Martin's 11th, Hoffman 12th, and Andre Tarabucan was the last car to cross the line. Wow, what a race we've seen.
Yes, and Joost Noordijk got driver of the day, but I think we have
Why
to
not?
agree that Thomas Ronhard was one of them. Jordan Poland with his recovery as well, because don't forget he had an incident with his teammate as well, so for him to get into P5, that is a good recovery from himself, and obviously Soka with his PC debut as well. He'll probably be happy with that, but Ronhard extends his lead in the Drivers' Championship by quite a bit, but with this battle raging on, I think the battle between Smith and Peregni is going to get interesting in the championship, because I believe before tonight Peregni was ahead, so I wonder if Luke Smith will be ahead after this race, but I think we'll have to wait until obviously the standings get released.
Right. You could indeed be right, because they were only a few points apart. But there it is. Before Stewart's intervention, it is Thomas Ronhard from Luke Smith from Ruben Pedreño for your podium 3. Carter Lundy 4. Jordan Poland 5. Olaf Soko 6th. Mandando Villar 7. Tom Martinez 8. Simon Perroni 9th. And Joost Noordijk rounding out the top 10. And with the fastest lap as well to his name. Martins 11. Hoffman 12. Tarabucan 13th. And those that didn't see the flag were Oscar Villacampa, Norbert Jakob, Vadim Svetkov and Paris Burrell. We lost on the opening lap of the race. Goodness me. Right. Who wants to come and have a chat to us, I wonder? Because it'll be good to hear from our drivers. Again, it's not mandatory that they come and have a chat, but we do have one willing volunteer already before we've even got back into the commentary box. It is our second place finisher. It is Luke Smith.
Hello.
My God, you had a lot of work to do.
Yeah, not an easy race. With Ron Hart, especially, like, his pace around Spa has always been insane. I've never been able to even touch it. Like, I remember one time I did a social race with him, and he did some insane lap in quali without practice. So I'm really not surprised that he won, but I'm glad I still gave it my all and gave him a good run for his money. So yeah, enjoyable race still.
I was going to say, you really made him work for it. There wasn't a dominant win by any stretch. And then you had Ruben Pedreño breathing down your neck the whole race long. You surely must have felt the pressure from the Spaniard.
Yeah, he was always quite close behind. And yeah, I was trying not to look behind, but I did know that it could be a threat. Like at one point, I think Carter decided to go for something on Ruben, going on like 19 or 20. I can't remember which one. But I knew that if I didn't react to it, then obviously I'd be in even bigger trouble. So yeah, I think it would have probably been better if I hadn't responded. Obviously it would have been more ideal, but yeah, it is what it is in the end. So yeah, we take P2, 12 points, not complaining.
Absolutely, it was a pretty good performance from your good self. Break week next time out, but it is Zandvoort next time we hit the track. What are your...
dear God.
Not high on the Smith list then?
Not particularly, no. I'm probably looking more forward... Actually, what are the other tracks on the calendar? I need to see.
Mexico, Singapore, USA... Monza, I think it says, and then Bahrain.
I think it's Imola.
Oh, Imola, yeah, Imola, yeah.
definitely looking forward to probably likes of Singapore and USA more. I generally like the tracks that everyone else hates. It's quite weird. And yeah, I'd also say that very short tracks aren't really my strength, like Austria, Brazil, etc. So yeah, it's nicer to have a bit of a longer lap as well. So Zandvoort not my best, so it's going to be a bit of damage limitation. If I somehow manage a win or something, please don't like clip this and yeah, stuff like that.
We will.
Oh god.
We do not hold the actions of the spectators to account, I'm afraid. Great race though, Luke. I mean, it was very, very entertaining beginning to end. And again, you had such a great win last time out. And we very much look forward to your season progression. Thank you very much, Luke Smith.
Thank you.
Well, no one's come forward, or no one else has come forward, I should say. So we will start the signing off process. That usually prompts a driver or two to appear out of the woodwork. So at this point, thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream or catching up with us post-event. Always welcome here at PSGL. Thank you very much, Jess, for keeping me on the straight and narrow. Always a great pleasure to have you in the box with me, my dear.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. I believe you won't be here for Zandvoort, will you? So,
correct. I miss Zandvoort, I'm afraid. I am actually on family vacation in 2 weeks' time. So
have a good time.
I certainly will. I shall be back for Brazil, but it is indeed the Netherlands, our next destination in 2 weeks' time. So we know what F2 is capable of. You will not want to be missing that. Until next time, thank you very much, and good night!